Yo, what's going on, guys? Back to the RX-8. So as you guys can see here, we back at it. We back working because of I'm not done and believing in this car. I'm believing in this car, and this car is mine. This car is was a steal, I believe. So this car was it was marked up at about 6,000 at the dealership. It was at a used car dealer, but I'm telling you, when I ran that car, I didn't check the compression, but you just know when a car is losing compression. Like, you know, when you just drive a car, you just know when a car is losing on compression, if a car needs, you know, spark plugs, coils. So that's what we ended up doing. We ended up putting NGK spark plugs on this. I changed out the wires, changed out the ignition coils, and still nothing. Still crank no start. So that's where, like, you know, that bothers me, because this crank no start just automatically started happening out of nowhere. And then I didn't get any codes at first, just misfire codes. And then it turns out that we have a misfire in cylinder 1, and we have a crankshaft position sensor code. So these cars need that to run, and that's what I didn't know at first into getting this car. I'm like, you know, this car just died on me on the highway, as you guys seen in that last video, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what could it be. I'm like, can this engine, are you even able to blow that motor like that? Are you even able to do, because I was traveling like 40 to 50 miles per hour. That car just ended up dying on me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I never experienced that shit before. I changed out the fuel pump. I got a racing fuel pump now in there. I mean, it was pretty cheap. It was like $70. That's not bad, knowing this car, and you know, so that's not bad. But as you guys can see here, we have an oil leak. You know, I've been waiting trying to get into the oil leak, but that's basically me. That's not a oil leak. That was me trying to do a flush, and I didn't tighten it all the way. So it turns out I have a little bit of a leak. You know, we could fix that though. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So I just have to tighten that a little harder. So yeah, one of my friends, he got me some mystery Marvel, or Marvel mystery oil, whatever you want to call that shit, MMO. And yeah, and I say the oil got pretty dirty after that. I would definitely, like, you know, I would definitely consider running Marvel mystery oil in your cars. They say to run about a quart in it along with your oil. You know, between oil changes, most say to run 200 or put it in either 200 or 500 miles before your oil change. But I would say just to at least top, if your car is a 4-cylinder, put 3/4 of oil and put that last quart of mystery Marvel or Marvel mystery oil. It's definitely worth the money, the time, just because of it's definitely gonna get rid of that sludge buildup in your car. But in my opinion, this car has a restricted cap, so that's like unfortunate. I wish this car sounded a bit louder than it did, but we working on that. Hopefully I'll mid-pipe this shit. All right, guys, so we happen to have here the crankshaft position sensor. So if you're wondering what part number that is, here it is. Probably can't focus. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. So this is really what is stopping my car from starting, and I'm 100% sure that this is the problem, due to my diagnostic, me cranking the car, me getting it to turn on, me getting it to stay on at times. And yeah, I'm just pretty sure this is the problem. So this little bitch right here, it costed me $72. And if you're probably like, oh, why don't you get one from eBay or Amazon that's, like, you know, not even half that price? Well, let's play for quality stuff, guys. You know, you really don't know what you're buying when you're buying Chinese shit. So with this, I at least could get my money back, you know, and get another one, and get another one, and get another one, you know, because that's a limited lifetime warranty if it were to go down like that, you know. So yeah, so at least we have that. And I have my radiator cap. So it turns out that one day where I was able to take my car on a drive, my car ended up overheating. So I mean, I don't know if it overheated because of the radiator cap, but who knows. But this is what the radiator cap looks like. So my old one was, I guess, was not able to hold enough pressure, and that could definitely be a culprit why it would be boiling in the first place. It started boiling from the radiator cap. I'm like, hey, yo. But yeah, guys, just showing you a little bit of also got some of this also. some coolant. Also got swivel sets. I needed myself one of these. Just a bum ass. It doesn't really matter as long as I'm able to get in that little you know, I don't really care. And then what else? That's really my shit. Yeah, the radiator cap, this, and yeah, we're soon gonna be up and running, guys. I really confident, extremely, and it's still getting posted regardless, even if it's not. But y'all gonna see in this video if the car does turn on or not. All right, guys, and we're here. Sorry about that. All right, that's a little dummy, but all right, guys, we're here back with the RX-8. As you guys can see, you know, we making progress. I located the crank position sensor. It's definitely old looking, but I'm gonna show you guys in a second. But what I did here was I took this wheel off so I could have more clearance, just in case I have to get through under there at that angle. But it turns out I could just roll right in front of the car and have a better access to it from there. But you also go come from this side, which I wouldn't prefer. It's a little bit at an uncomfortable angle. If you're able to jack your car up enough and go from the front, you definitely could do that too. But from the side is doable. I mean, you know, there's just different ways of doing things. You could also access it from the air box, but we're not doing that. All right, so if you just start at the front of the car and then you just work your way around town, you know. So as you guys can see, or you probably can't see it, but it's that right there, that right there, that right there. That's my crank position sensor. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swap that out. All right, guys, so this is how the old crank position sensor looked like, you know. So it doesn't look all that bad, but you know, probably just bad internally, and there's nothing wrong with that because parts do fail. It says 05 car, and things definitely do happen. But you know, and with the old, let's see what the new one looks like. Excuse me, guys, for the so right here, this is what the new one looks like, all clean and crispy. We turned the fucking RX-8 on and it's idling. We turned it on and it's holding idle. Oh, damn. So guys, it's right now I'm trying to keep my foot. I'm trying to rev it right now. I'm giving it gas so it doesn't turn off, but let's see, because smoke was coming out the tailpipe. I'm gonna just wait for it to heat up just for a little bit, and then we're gonna start ripping this shit. All right, guys, so from the last video, the car hasn't started or wasn't able to start. Right now I'm trying to deflood the engine just in case there's gas in the engine. So let's go with doing that. So with basically, you know, we're in the manual, so you would hold the clutch down, obviously, and then your foot all the way down. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna deflood the engine. So your foot has to be all the way on the accelerator while you crank. Nope. And how I know the apex seal is not blown for a fact is because of how the engine sounds when I'm cranking. So that's why I'm not giving up on this car. I mean, worst case scenario, we might have to rebuild the engine because it's much cheaper than fucking getting a whole new one. But what's it called? The reason how I know it's not blown or problems with the apex seals, you know, it's because of how the engine sounds when it's cranking. It's not no If it was like a then it finally cranked, then it would definitely be an apex seal problem, causing less compression. Because what the apex seal is, it's the spring around the rotor. So once you cause that shit to break somehow, some way, shape, or form, by not lubricating your engine and changing your oil, you already know how that go. That's how your apex seals go out. So that's how it would sound. But this car is actually cranking, and you could hear it about to catch, and it's like it actually catches at times. And the times that it doesn't, it's like, come on now. And I'm not saying that it can be an engine problem, but yeah, but you hear the car, that's it trying to catch. If it was like a that would be a loss of compression, aka a blown apex seal. So that's how I know we're in the green and we're not having engine problems. The car ran great right before that shit happened. So, you know, hopefully we get to the bottom of it. So we're gonna keep working back at it. Hopefully we get the battery next week. We definitely should be able to. There shouldn't be any hiccups in that when it comes to that. But yeah, if you guys want to help, please, I would appreciate it. But I'm gonna leave my Cash App in the description if you guys want to send anything to help me throughout this whole journey. Because of I'm gonna just record this shit. And we're gonna just basically fix this car together. The more you guys donate, the quicker I'm gonna get this shit on the road. You know, I still have to work. I still have to do all these things. So I'm gonna do it on my days off, of course. But yeah, let's just get going. If you guys want to donate though. And also, if you're probably like, oh, what makes you think it's a catalytic converter? Well, there was this one time where I was at the light. Well, this was recently. This was back when I was trying to fix my car. This was like 2 weeks ago. I was just at a light because basically I can't let my car idle. So, but y'all seen in this video, after I got the crank position sensor, the car was able to idle. And yeah, it idled. So we're getting closer to the culprit of the problem. So that was actually a code. I didn't just change the crank position sensor out of just me, oh yeah, I'm gonna just change the sensor. No, it brought up the code, so we're making progress. But I'm still having a misfire in cylinder 1. So there is one vacuum leak that I know of, of course, that I caused myself. But yeah, there was this one time I was just revving it, and at 9K RPM, I just felt like this metal like unclog itself. Like it felt from the engine, but of course the catalytic converter is right by the passenger side. So it felt like it's something unclogged, and then I heard like a metal, like little clip of metal just spit out the exhaust. It was like ding, 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 on the floor. So I'm like, you know, so I was like, you know what if I just spit out my apex seal? What if that was just like my bye-bye engine? And you know, but I was still able to just make it home. You know, I was like, you know, so it's like there's more things than just me calling it, oh yeah, the engine's blue. And like, come on, bro, we could bring this shit back to life easily, but we just have to believe in us. And if we stick together, if you guys donate to the channel, we could literally get this car running. But it's just a money issue right now. If I had the money, this car would be running right now. But hey man, I believe in us. I feel like we mechanics, we know what we talking about, we drivers. So let's do this shit. All right, guys. Upon some researching and searching, I found that a clogged catalytic converter could also cause your car to misfire, you know, and have lack of power because your catalytic converter is literally restricting the flow. And what these cars could do is pop. You know, if you get a catalyst downpipe, if you get a mid pipe, you can make this shit pop, bro. So imagine this car, you know, it's been ran with its whole life with this catalytic converter, and now the catalytic converter fell apart on me while driving and clogged my car, clogged the cat. And what that's gonna do is restrict the airflow in the exhaust, which is not gonna let the engine get the right air to fuel mixture ratio. So, you know, so I plan on definitely getting a mid pipe. I first want to at least get the car inspected first, and you know, things of that nature, you know, get that shit out the way so I could fully go out and but nah. And if you guys been following, you guys know that the car was not able to idle, not for 1 second. Like I had to always give it gas, bro. Like in order for me to turn on the car, I had to basically put my foot down all the way on the gas, crank the car for like 3 seconds, then slowly release the gas. So like, I guess basically in my mind and how a car works is while I'm slowly releasing, the fuel starts getting low-key a little bit of air, but of course it gets more air than fuel. Now that I'm letting it off, it's getting more air, and now that I declog the engine, it's getting. But I'm pretty sure we could get this car to start. Come on now, like if it was actual motor problems, or if it was this, if it was that, like, you know, the car would actually still turn on. Like if it was low on compression, for a fact, the car would still turn on. It would just be low on compression, and it would be harder to start, or it would just take longer to basically crank, you know, do all those dumbass shit. But I already know the car is not taking, because literally, y'all seen in that video, it cranked immediately. That car cranked immediately. So there's no way, shape, or form that it has to be the apex seals, or there's no mechanical failure. What's going on right now is I'm either low on battery, but before, the ECU was probably all types of fucked up. The battery's low, the crankshaft position sensor was bad, so I changed the sensor. We got that out the way. So right now we're just waiting on a new battery. So hopefully in the next video, we'll have the new battery in there, and we'll see if the car turns on or not. And I'll definitely keep you guys updated. And yeah, from there, we're going to go on.